Oh, jeez. Oh, God almighty. Never again. Oh, greetings, everybody. I am Arcanum Fantasy. And once again, I welcome you to the Arcanum Files. Now, if you're wondering why I'm so frazzled, it's because, I had personally gazed into the very flames of hell and back, the very demonic abyss known as MLP Generation 3 and 3.5. Yes, I know, this was a suicide mission, but I had to confirm it. You see, in my last video, I mentioned how the mirror pond could operate somewhere along the lines of a portal to alternate realities, different dimensions. So, I foolishly tried to use my magic eye to see if I could view into these different dimensions and these different portals. What I saw, what I could only describe as creatures that were equine to a degree. And then, as I locked eyes with them, I saw into my soul. For those who don't know, MLP did not appear as impressively as it does on, or did, on Hulu, or the internet. The ponies before were unholy abominations, especially if we are talking about Generation 3.5. The creatures in this thing, they are not ponies. They are not equines of any kind. Not by any stretch of the imagination. These creatures are merely nothing more than the crossbreeding of demons from the abyss, merged with an already hideously deformed nightmare. And by which I refer to a dark horse from hell, not a bad dream. Though I'm probably going to see these monsters in my dreams. What makes these creatures so abominable, even in their Gen 3 regular versions, is the world they live in. All of them seem to have obtained the intelligence level of a jelly bean, in addition to being extremely unpleasant. I only managed to spot 2 Generation 4 improvements. The most traumatizing of them being Rainbow Dash. In the previous generations, Rainbow Dash was not, I repeat, not a Pegasus. But that's not the traumatizing part. Oh, no. Trust me on this, dear viewer. This is not the troubling part. The troubling part is that she was essentially a fashionista with an unholy obsession with rainbows. In fact, she seemed to even have modern-day rarities accent. So imagine that, if you will, dear listeners. A pony that looks like Rainbow Dash, minus the wings, talking in a faux European accent, and saying nothing but rainbows, and darling, while having eyes that looked like they were trying to penetrate your soul. I swear they make creepypastas off of things like this. That's almost as bad as how they originally designed Rarity. For the record, in the older designs, Rarity was a unicorn. They didn't damage or really deviate too far from that. But she was a total klutz. Some sort of dipped up moron that had been just completely neutered. I know this show was originally meant to cater to girls. I know it was originally meant to sell toys, but there's just some things you just can't unsee. In contrast, though, generations 1 and 2 were at least passable in appearance, and the stories did have some level of conflict. In these ones, the biggest conflict you'd have to worry about is deciding what to give someone for their birthday, and having everyone decide to give the same person bracelets. Ugh. And then there's also this terrifying thing called Princess Promenade, where I'd rather not say. Ugh. Let's just say Spike in this generation is treated much better than he was back in the day. Even if he has been demasculated to a great degree. Anyway, I think I've spent pretty much this whole video just rambling. I'll get right to the point of this file data. The theory. These are alternate dimensions, as I stated, and it has been confirmed that the mirror pool can link to these different ones. The belief to this was, again, featured in Too Many Pinkie Pies, when one of them changed their faces to, well, I think we all already know what this thing turned into. I theorize is that at that moment the transformation process from that creature's home dimension to that one had temporarily malfunctioned or reverted, whichever makes a little more sense. I'm afraid I'm still a little frazzled. Who wouldn't be after gazing into hell? Anyway. I've confirmed this, and also that there are several different versions of the world, including, well, a version where Fluttershy is not a Pegasus, but an Earth pony named Posy, and Pinkie Pie is a winged Pegasus, a white Pegasus named Surprise. Interestingly enough, this alternate reality did not scare me too much. In all this, there's a queen. Yes, well, I looked in this world, and apparently, from what I could get from a quick glance with my magic eye, that it was a world known as Fosteria, or something to that effect. I believe it to be a better place than Gen 3 and Gen 3.5 dimensions. On another hand, I also saw a dimension in which Equestria and Fallout seem to have been slammed together. Quite pleasant place, I'll admit. And then also another one that makes me look at Gen 4 Pinkie Pie in a new light. Let's just say I'll never look at a pastry the same way again. And the next time I see Rainbow Dash, Gen 4 Rainbow, not Gen 3, I'm going to give her a big hug. And I don't care if she tries to pull me off. She could pry me off on my cold, dead, feline claws, and I will not let go. Well, this file is taking longer to go through than it should, in my opinion. But trust me on this, my dear viewers. Steer clear of Gen 3 and Gen 3.5. The monsters in there are beyond imagining. Like always, like, comment, subscribe, and if you feel willing to help me with my trauma, don't forget to stop by my Patreon account to leave a small donation. Also, if any of you are interested, I also have an account on FimFiction. It's under my same name and uses the same avatar. If you like, you can observe some of my fanfics and maybe even ask some for me to review. For now, that's all.